Hi everyone. So I woke up this morning and I was thinking about using Tempting Fate. And then when I started thinking about my character, I realized that there was something that I missed in the calculation, something that actually makes this gem actually more powerful than I thought before based on our previous calculation. What are those things? So some of you guys in the comments first off mentioned that the crit percent may not be 100% accurate if you have certain abilities that guarantee crits every now and then. So if you have something that triggers a guaranteed crit, then that's going to raise your crit percent up a little bit. How much it does exactly, it depends on what's triggering it and how often that happens. But the thing that I actually want to talk to you guys more about today is something else that I missed, which is that there are crit global multipliers in the game. So for example, on my rogue, I use Advanced Rapid Fire, which says that it deals 30% and then has a little X next to it, meaning it's a multiplier. Increase critical strike damage for 5 seconds after you evade. So what this does is that whenever I crit, it's going to multiply all of my damage by 1.3, or in other words, a 30% increase in damage. And then another thing that affects it is weapon mastery. So we can see on the crossbows, we have 15% increased critical strike damage. So there's another multiplier there for only critical strike damage. And then I'm also using precision, which gives me an average of approximately 13% crit damage multiplier. So how does that affect our formula? Well, what this does is I would take my damage that I get when I crit, and I'd have to multiply that by the multipliers. So I would multiply it by my 30% increase, my 1.30 multiplier, and then my 15% increase multiplier, 1.15, and then my precision multiplier of 1.13. And the thing to realize is that that is going to make my damage when I crit higher, but notice that it doesn't affect my non-crit damage. It only affects my crit damage. And that's going to make this plus 75% from the heart more valuable because it's going to increase this damage more significantly. And it doesn't affect the non-crit damage. And I added a column here for my crit multipliers. So my rogue currently has 190% crit damage percent with a crit chance of 62%. And then I'm using a heart that gives an additional 78% crit damage with a minus 38% multiplier to non-crit damage. So right now my average damage increase is about 15%. And we can see how does it change if I add in my crit multipliers. So if I add in the 30% crit multiplier, notice that it goes up to about 18% almost, and then 15% crit multiplier, a bit higher, and then 13% crit multiplier, a bit higher still. So it goes from around 15.5 to 19.5-ish. So we get an extra 4% average damage increase from this, which is pretty good. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I thought this was interesting because this could affect the calculations that you might have and change whether or not you want to use this thing. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.